our Friday morning Power and Flow. My name is Angela. I'll be guiding you through today's practice. If you haven't switched off your phone yet, please do so to have yourself away from distraction for a good 60 minutes. But let's come down to a child pose. As we start, you can spread the knees apart or have your knees together. So lean the hips back, lengthening the arms forward. Imagining yourself bowing to that inner space between your arms, between your thighs. I'm going to thread the left arm through underneath of your right arm bone and just rest your left ear on the mat. Imagining your hips leaning down a little bit more onto your heels. Starting to be aware of your own breathing. The rhythm of that natural breathing, life force. I'm gonna switch, left hand back. Let's place the right arm threaded over. Your sit bones might be off the heels. Just intentionally lean the hips back and down. Just 2 more deep breaths here, softening. Beautiful. I'm going to place the right hand back. So relax yourself in the child pose for 1 deep breath. Beautiful. I'm going to come to a tabletop position. Place the knees underneath your hips. Let's start with a cow. Lift up the chin, lift up the tailbone. Lengthening the spine up. And slowly let's come to an angry cat. Rounding of the back. Gaze toward the knees. 1 more deep breath here in your angry cat. Feel the spine. Have the tensions lifted away. And let's come for cow. Stay here for 2 deep breaths. Your gaze is changed. You're gazing up. And let's gaze down for angry cat. Your chin is tucked in toward your collarbone. You're really relaxing the cervical spine, relaxing your tailbone. Let's do it 2 more rounds. Inhale for cow. Stay here for 2 deep breaths. Feel some freedom around your hips. Your tailbone is lifted. And let's for angry cat. Tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone. 1 more deep breath here. Last round, inhale for cow. Stay here for 2 deep breaths. And angry cat. Rounding of the back. Imagining you are hugging your heart with your shoulders. Beautiful. Let's come to neutral position here. Going to cross the shin bone behind, cross the ankles, and gaze toward the left. So you're having a gentle twist. Stay here for 2 deep breaths. Feel that side body stretch. And gonna switch. Twist toward the opposite side. The opposite side body being stretched. And let's switch. The opposite twist. Making that nice C shape with your spine. I'm gonna switch. One more deep breath here. And slowly centering your body, relax your feet down and massage the top of your feet. Tapping, tapping. Beautiful. Center yourself first. Gonna step the right foot onto the side. So you're wiggling the right foot all the way away from the left knee. And gonna lift up the left arm. Taking 2 deep breaths here, lengthening from the right heel to that left fingertips. Feel that lengthening through the body. Reaching for that higher greatness. One more deep breath here. And slowly gonna thread the left hand toward the right heel and relax your left ear onto the mat. Right elbow relax down. Take 2 deep breaths here. Feel that lengthening on that entire right leg. Beautiful. Gonna lift up the left arm. Inhale, left arm lifted, and exhale, threading the left arm toward the right heel. Inhale, gonna lift back up, and exhale, thread and relax down. Inhale, let's lift, and exhale, relaxing down. Let's go for 5 more. Move at your own pace. Make sure you're relaxing down when you exhale. Inhale, lift all the way back up, and exhale, relaxing down. It's finding that natural breathing rhythm your body is embracing. Last 2. Beautiful. Gonna relax down here for 2 deep breaths. Gently close your eyes. Enjoy that lengthening of that right leg. I'm gonna place the left hand back. Place that right knee back. Let's sway the hips left to right. Becoming aware how your right side is totally different from the left side. And center your body first. Gonna lengthening out the left leg. Wiggle that left heel away from the right knee. Beautiful. Let's lift up the right arm. Take 2 deep breaths here. Feel like you're reaching towards something higher. One more deep breath here. And let's thread the right arm under. Resting your right shoulder, left elbow relaxed. One more deep breath here. Now inhale, gonna lift up. And exhale, relaxing down. Make sure your elbows are down. Inhale all the way up, reaching higher. And exhale, relaxing all the way down. Let's go for 5 more. Moving at your own pace. No rush. Make each breathing count. You're truly connecting with what's within. Three more. Last one. And let's relaxing down. Both elbows relaxed. Feel that lengthening on that left leg. From the left heel all the way up to that left sit bone. I'm gonna place yourself back to tabletop. Sway the hips left to right. And center your hips first. Gonna tuck the toes under and lift up the hips. Downward facing dog. Take 2 deep breaths here. Imagining your heels are trying to touch the mat. Gonna pedal the heels one at a time, but make it very slow. Maybe 2 deep breaths here when you bend one knee and lengthening out one leg. No rush. Pedal the heels when you have 2 deep breaths on one side. Maybe do 2 more rounds of knees bend, heels pedaling. Enjoy that legs lengthening. I'm gonna lower down both heels. Gonna bend both knees, gaze toward the thumbs. Gonna either tippy toes forward or hop forward. Inhale, hands halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's root to rise. Sun salutation. And exhale, swan dive down. Take it slow. Inhale, hands halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Hands together. Give yourself a nice back bend. Push the hips forward. And slowly swan dive down, hinging forward. Inhale, hands halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. Third sun salutation will make it a little bit faster. Inhale all the way up. Hands together, back bending. And swan dive down, forward. Inhale, hands halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. I'm going to relax the hands onto the mat and going to step your feet back, downward facing. Take a deep breath here. Inhale, let's raise up the right leg and exhale, big step. Bring that right foot forward between your hands. Inhale, arms lifted up toward the ceiling. And exhale, we're going to bring the index fingers together, pointing forward. Take 2 deep breaths here. Stabilize the hips. Inhale, pointing up toward the ceiling. And exhale, we're going to come to a twist. Bend the left knee and pointing toward the right side. So your right knee is bent, we're pointing toward the right. Inhale, let's lift. Left leg is straighten. And exhale, bend the left knee, pointing toward the right. Inhale, lift. And exhale, bend the left knee and twist. Inhale, up. And exhale, side body twist. Inhale. Exhale, 3 more. Inhale, up. And exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale. Exhale, last one. Inhale. Exhale, relax the hands down onto the mat. Big step, bring that right foot back, high plank. Let's go for chaturanga. Inhale, upward. Exhale, let's tuck the toes, downward facing. Take 2 deep breaths here in your downward dog. Guide your chest toward your thighs. You're gazing toward your belly or your heels. And let's work on the left side. Inhale, left leg raised up. And exhale, big step. Bring that left foot forward between your hands. Inhale, arms lifted. And exhale, let's point the index finger forward. Stabilizing the hips here. Make sure your hips are squared. The right hip tends to go back. So you intentionally bring that right hip a little bit forward to level out the hip bones. Beautiful. I'm going to come to a side body twist. So right knee bend. And inhale, lift up, right knee straight. And exhale, bend the right knee. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 5 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Relax both hands down onto the floor. Big step. Bring that left foot back. High plank. Slowly chaturanga down. Inhale, upward. Exhale, come back to your downward facing. Maybe lower the heels down a little bit more. Lift up the hips a little bit more. Imagine yourself like an upside down V shape. Inhale, let's raise up the right leg. Exhale, big step, bring that right foot forward between your hands. I'm going to drop the left knee down and tuck the left toes and slide the left knee a little bit back, away from the right heel. Inhale, arms lifted, and exhale, back bend. Gazing up toward the ceiling to receive that higher greatness. 1 more deep breath here, strengthening that spine, that lower back. And slowly center yourself. We're going to come to a cactus elbows. Beautiful. And slowly hinge forward, elbows to touch. Take 2 deep breaths here. I'll come to a moving sequence. Inhale, gonna have the elbows apart. And exhale, squeeze the elbows in. Inhale, open up the chest. And exhale, close up. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, relax the hands down onto the floor. Gonna lean the hips back. Take it slow. And slide the right heel back. Gonna sit the hips down. Left heel touching the left sit bone. Melt your heart down toward your thighs. Take 2 deep breaths here. And slowly bend into that right knee. Gonna lift up the left knee, big step, bring that left foot forward. Inhale, hands halfway up, and exhale, forward fold. Relax the hands onto the mat and walk the feet back to your downward facing. Now inhale, left leg lifted, and exhale, big step, bring that left foot forward between your hands. Gonna drop that right knee down, slide the right knee back a little bit more away from the left heel. Now inhale, arms lifted, and exhale, back bending. Palms facing together, fingertips gently bend, receiving. Just one more deep breath here. And slowly centering your upper body, elbows in cactus. And slowly hinge forward, elbows to touch. Take 2 deep breaths here. Now come to the moving sequence. Inhale, elbows apart, and exhale, elbows to touch. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, relaxing in. Let's do 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Make each breath count. Moving at your own pace. 1 more deep breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Relax the hands down onto the mat. Gonna lean the hips back. Gonna slide the left heel back toward the right knee. Gonna sit all the way down. Right heel touching the right sit bone. Just 1 more deep breath here. Feel the lengthening of the left leg. And slowly lift up the chest, bend into the left knee, raise up the right knee, big step, right foot forward. Inhale, hands halfway up, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's root to rise. Hands together, give yourself a nice back bend. And slowly swan dive down, hinge forward. Inhale, hands halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. Relax your hands onto the mat. You're gonna walk the feet back, downward facing. Take 2 deep breaths here. Rebalancing the left and the right. Resetting your mindset. Reset that resilience. Inhale, gonna lift up the right leg. And exhale, big step, bring that right foot forward between your hands. Inhale, arms lifted toward the ceiling. Exhale, gonna come to our runner's lunge. Lean the body forward and bring the hands back. So your chin is above that right toes. Your belly is sucked in. Try to have the belly away from the right thigh. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Imagining all the weight is heavier on that front heel. Gonna come to a moving sequence. Inhale, arms lifted toward the ceiling. And exhale, gonna lean forward, hands reached back. Inhale, arms lifted up. And exhale, runner's lunge. 3 more. Inhale, up. And exhale, hands reached back. Lean forward. Inhale. Exhale. Gonna relax the left hand onto the mat and lifting up the right arm. Easy twist. Your left hip tends to be forward. Intentionally push that left hip back. Just 1 more deep breath here. And relax the right hand back onto the mat. Big step. Bring that right foot back. High plank. And slowly chaturanga down. Inhale upward. And exhale downward facing. Take 2 deep breaths here. Resetting. Becoming more mindful of that body and mind unionized. Inhale, left leg lifted up. And exhale, big step. Bring that left foot forward between your hands. Inhale, arms lifted toward the ceiling. And exhale, gonna hinge forward. Runner's lunge. Take 2 deep breaths here. Suck the belly in. Hollow the belly up toward the spine. The left heel is carrying more weight. Let's come to the moving sequence. Inhale, arms lifted. And exhale, lean forward. Hands reached back. Inhale, up. And exhale, runner's lunge. Inhale, up. Exhale, reach the hands back. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Relax the right hand down, lifting up the left arm. Easy twist. Just 1 more deep breath here. Feel the strength on your lower legs. Relax the left hand down. Big step. Bring the left foot back. High plank. Slowly chaturanga. Inhale upward. And exhale, just lean the hips back. Child pose. Hear the sound of your own breathing, louder than ever. Loss of gratitude toward each breath. Loss of gratitude toward each heartbeat. One more deep breath, resetting here. And slowly let's lift up, hips lifted. Gonna have the knees a little bit apart and come to your elbows. So the knees a little bit wider than the hips and thumbs facing up. Gonna just have the hips back and forth. all the way forward and all the way back. You're really making that space count, how you're shifting of the hips forward and back. 3 more, shifting all the way forward and shifting all the way back. Can feel that lower back being stretched more when you lean back a little bit more. Last one. Beautiful. Gonna have the hips lifted, bring the knees together. Gonna tuck our toes under and lifting up the hips and walking the feet in toward your elbows. Gonna lift up the right leg and bend the left knee. Take 2 deep breaths here. Still be aware of your hips. Try to have them leveled. Now gonna have gentle hop. Right leg lifted and left toes lifted. Let's hop here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax the right toes down, resting your knees down, and lean the hips back. Take a deep breath here, resetting. I'm gonna come back. Thumbs facing up toward the ceiling. Tuck the toes under, hips lifted, dolphin pose. I'm going to lift up the left toes, bend the right knee. Take 2 deep breaths here. The right hip is maybe not as even as the left side. Intentionally level the hip bones. Gonna come to the hop. Left leg up and right toes up. Hop here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax your toes down, relax your knees down. Lean the hips back. Your breathing is that life force, the prana. Becoming more aware of that life force. Beautiful. Gonna lift up the hips. Have the elbows on the floor, thumbs facing up. Tuck the toes under and lift up the knees. Gonna walk the feet back. So you're having a dolphin plank here. Take 2 deep breaths. Try to have the hips not too high. Just 1 more deep breath here. Beautiful. Gonna walk the right foot out and bring that right foot back. Walk the right foot out and bring it back. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring the left toes out and bring it back. Left toes out and bring it back. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax the left knee and right knee and lean yourself back to child. Connecting with the inner self. A self-discovery journey makes you stronger, Makes you being aware. Beautiful. Gonna lift up the hips and bring yourself back onto the elbows, thumbs facing up. Gonna tuck the toes under here and lift up the knees and walk the knees a little bit closer to your elbows. And walk the toes away from the elbows, hips parallel to the mat. And walk the knees, walk the toes up toward the elbows. And walk back. There's a walking of the toes in that dolphin plank. Try to have the hips lifted up when you walk the toes up. And 3 more rounds of walking the toes toward your elbows. Last round. Beautiful. Rest the knees down and lean yourself back to child. Take a deep breath here. Never need to worry about the next breath. Knowing that you are alive, full of gratitude. Beautiful. Let's come to a grasshopper pose. So going to have the knees onto the floor and going to walk your elbows up a little bit more. And going to have the left knee between your right hip and the elbows. Gonna lift up the right leg. Beautiful. Going to lift up the right leg a little bit more. And going to point the left toes toward the right leg. Grasshopper. Take 2 deep breaths here. Good job. And lower down both legs. Gonna switch. The right knee is placing that left knee and left toes pointing back, and lift up the left leg. Point the right toes up. Take 2 deep breaths here. And slowly drop both knees down and lean back to your child pose. Take 2 deep breaths here. And let's lift up, come back to that tabletop position. Have the knees underneath your hips. Tuck the toes under and lift up the hips. Downward facing. Gonna bend the knees, gaze toward the front of the room. Gonna hop yourself forward or tippy toes forward. Inhale, hands halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's root to rise. And exhale, bring the hands heart center in prayer. Beautiful. Gonna stack the heels apart. Just about mat distance. And gonna bend the knees. And from here, I'm gonna just have the hips gently pause for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten out your legs. Inhale, arms lifted. And exhale, come to eagle arms. So you're stacking your elbows and wrap your hands together. Beautiful. And from here, I'm going to point the toes out. So left toes out and right toes out. Heels are in. Bend the knees. Make sure the heels are on the mat for cushioning. And from here, I'm going to make a nice circle with your fingertips. I'm going to make 5 circles for one direction first. Doesn't matter which direction you're going now. Feel that strength being built up when you circle down. One more circling on this direction. Now I'm going to circle the opposite direction. 5 circles. Straighten out the legs, relax your hands, and circling up. And reverse the direction of the stacking of your elbows. So if whatever that's the opposite direction for the stacking of the elbows, center yourself first. And bend the knees. And lift up the right heel. Take 2 deep breaths here. We're going to pause our hips for 5. Take it slow. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the right heel, lift up the left heel. Take 2 deep breaths here first. And let's pause our hips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the left heel down. Straighten out your legs. Let go of the eagle arms. Circling up. Bring the hands heart center. Take a deep breath. I'm going to bend the knees down. Going to have the heels lifted and the opposite heel lifted. Let's go for 10. 9. 8. Switching off the heels. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Lower down both heels. Gonna lift up both heels. Just take a 2 deep breaths here. You can do it. Almost there. And drop your heels down. Inhale, circling up. And exhale, bring the hands heart center. Take a deep breath. Bend the knees. Now open up the elbows. Palms facing up. I'm just going to have both hands pointing toward one direction. Take 2 deep breaths here. And let's switch. Both hands pointing toward one direction. One more deep breath. Center yourself here first. I'm going to pause the thighs. So you bring the thighs in and out. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands together, straighten out the legs. 1 deep breath here. Beautiful. the knees. Inhale, straighten it up. And exhale, bend a little bit deeper. Inhale, straighten it up. Exhale, bend a little bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Imagine yourself squatting down a little bit deeper. Last one. Beautiful. Bring the hands onto the hips. Gonna hinge forward. So the heels are in, toes are out, hinging forward. And from here, we're gonna point the toes in, heels out. So it's like a reverse V shape with your feet. One more deep breath here. Feel a lot on the outer edge of your thighs. Gonna lower down the hands all the way underneath your nose. Keep the heels out, toes in. Take a deep breath here. I'm going to lift up the left arm. Take a deep breath. Gonna switch. Right hand lifted. And lower both hands down. Now going to point the toes out. Heels are in. Take a deep breath. And lift up the left arm. One deep breath here, being still. And switch. Right arm lifted, being still here to breathe. And slowly lower down. Going to place the right hand onto the left shin bone and lift up the left arm. Both elbows are straight. One more deep breath here. Gonna switch. Left hand onto the right shin bone. Opposite arm lifted. Beautiful. Relax both hands down. Now I'm going to parallel both feet. So your toes are parallel, heels are parallel. Both feet are parallel. I'm going to use our peace finger to grab onto the big toes. And let's hinge forward. Have the crown of the head pointing down. Elbows bend to allow that leverage. One more deep breath here. I'm going to bend the knees. So your hips are half lift. Take 2 deep breaths here. I'm going to straighten out the legs and bend the knees. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's open up the arms. I'm going to pause the hips. Half bend, halfway lift with your hips and pause the hips. Legs straighten and bend. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax your hands down onto the mat and melt the heart down, pointing the crown of your head down. I'm going to walk the hands all the way toward the front. Come to a wide-legged downward facing. Walk all the way until you reach to your maximum. Relax your forehead down. Just one more deep breath here. I'm going to walk the hands back underneath of your nose. I'm going to reverse the fingertips. The direction of your fingertips reverse. I'm gonna walk the fingertips back. Once you reach to your maximum, just point the crown of your head down. Feel more on the legs, the outer edge of the legs, feeling more of the stretch. Just one more deep breath here. And slowly walk the hands back. Gonna bend the knees, bring the knees down. Gonna straighten out the legs in front of you. Gonna come to flooring pose. Have yourself lying on the back, knees pointing up toward the ceiling. Gonna lift up the hips. A gentle bridge, palms facing down. Your upper back is supporting the weight. Just 2 more deep breaths here. Noticing your legs tend to be away from each other, just try to squeeze the knees together to have some leverage. And from here, I'm going to make circle with our hips. So trying to imagine your tailbone is making the circles. Doesn't matter which direction, it's the circling. Three more circling on one direction. Now let's circle the opposite direction. Imagining it's the tailbone making the circle. If you think too much of the hips making circle, and then you kind of lose that circling. So one more circling. Beautiful. Relax your hips down gently. Gonna hug the knees into the chest. Stretching out the lower back. Beautiful. Gonna come back to the bridge. Palms facing down, knees together, and lifting up the hips. Gonna have the hips up and down, gentle pause. Let's go for 10. Gentle pause for 9. 8. Knees together for 7. 6. 5, 4, you feel a lot onto the thighs. For 3, 2, and 1. Lowering down the hips gently, hugging the knees into your chest. Hugging the knees a little bit more, stretching out that lower back. Beautiful. Gonna kick the heels up toward the ceiling. Palms open up onto the floor. Arms open like a T. Gonna open up the legs like a big V shape. And bring it back together. Open up and bring it back together. Let's go for 8. Open up a little bit more. Feel it at the inner thighs. For 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hugging the knees into your chest. Beautiful. Let's kick the heels up toward the ceiling. Gonna grab the big toes with our peace finger. Take 2 deep breaths here. toward the side. Both hands onto your big toes. 2 deep breaths here. Going to switch. Right heel up. Let's bring the left heel down onto the side. One more deep breath here. Try to straighten out the legs as much as you can. And bring both heels up. Let's switch. Make it speedy now. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's bend the knees into butterfly. Use your peace fingers to grab onto your big toes. Gonna lift up the chest. Take 2 deep breaths here. Feel it at your hip flexors. I'm gonna let go of the right leg. So straighten out the right leg. Both hands onto the left foot. Take a deep breath here. Gonna switch, bring the right heel in, grab the right foot and straighten out the left leg. 2 deep breaths. Gonna come to the speedy sequence, switch and switch. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,